What's going on, broskies? My name's Shivoki, and welcome back once again to another SMITE Gaga. It has been like 4 months since I posted one of these, and for that, I am very sorry. You can expect a lot more of these to come, so in the comments down below, let me know what god needs a guide next, and I'll be sure to do it. And also, check out my SMITE Gaga playlist, because I have like 50 of those, so just subscribe and stay tuned for many, many more of these to come, guys, because I love making these videos. Now, of course, this is a video about Osiris, and to be honest, I had a lot of trouble making this guide because I am not the best Osiris. Well, I started out pretty rough. As I played him, I realized he's such a good god. I had a lot of fun playing him, and I definitely reminded myself of why he's so good in the SPL, why he's doing so good in SMITE in general. It's because he's a badass warrior, my friends. He's an Egyptian warrior with an immense amount of slows, decent CC, and some of the best boxing potential in the game, hands down. Now, Osiris is a god. You can build him in many different viable ways for many different roles and overall styles of gameplay. He is a fantastic solo laner, a really good jungler, and he even excels in ranked jousts in almost every other game mode in general because of his amazing kit. Now first, let's take a look at his passive and abilities. Alright, my broskies from another hostie. First is his passive called Fragmented. Each time Osiris uses an ability, he burns away a piece of his body, gaining physical damage mitigation for each missing fragment. After losing 8 fragments, he becomes his spirit form, which basically means he can walk through enemies, enemy blockers, and he also incurs no movement speed penalty on basic attacks for the next 6 successful basic attacks. Now guys, the physical damage mitigation on this passive is 2% per missing fragment and 1% per missing fragment for magical damage mitigation. So this passive is amazing not only for his defense, this literally allows him to be the warrior that he's supposed to be, someone to go in the back line and kill the mages and the hunters and the healers and focus down the tank if he has to. It allows him to be a frontliner, it allows him to do a lot of things, which makes Osiris a very, very adaptable god, which makes him very fun to play. And also, this passive works very, very well with his ultimate, which I will cover soon, but overall this passive is fantastic. The best part about this is to really plan your abilities really well. If you're noticing that you really need that that immunity from walls, or you really need that base attack saving, having his ultimate ready to pop it and go into this form instantly is amazing. But it's also very nice to keep in mind where you're at on the table. Of course, it's 8 abilities. So you can use 8 abilities, guys. Now, of course, they don't have to land, but using them in general is a very important thing to keep your eyes on this passive. It's a very important passive. It allows him to be very tanky, very strong, but it only lasts for 6 successful basic attacks, so keep that in mind. It's very, very important. All right, thank you. Now, of course, after I go over all the abilities, I'll be going over how I personally level my abilities, so just stay tuned for that one, guys. But we're looking at Sickle Strike, his number 1. Osiris throws a sickle forward. It stops at the first enemy hit, dealing damage and slowing them. The sickle remains for the duration of the slow. Now, guys, it's a fantastic ability. Personally, I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's really easy to land for me. It has a nice travel time, and it hits hard, and the slow is amazing, and it goes really well with his 2. Oh god, this ability is fantastic. Now the damage, guys, starts at 60, max out at 240 plus 40% of your physical power. The slow is a 20% slow for 3 seconds, but it can be increased on your 2, which I will cover. The range is 55, and the cost is 30 with a 5-second cooldown. So this ability is up very often. If you're a warrior and you grab Breastplate of Valor on him, it's always up, very, very up. It hits hard. It's a nice ability. It's not the hardest hitting ability he has on his kit, but it's definitely a great hitting ability. It's easy to hit. I love it. Definitely keep this one in your pocket, guys. It's a very important thing to use. It's so good with slows to really capture that, that running away god, or really deter someone from killing your teammates. I personally love it. It's a great ability, and it's one of my favorites on him in general. Now, his number 2 is definitely my favorite ability on him, hands down. It's called Spirit Flail. Osiris imbues his flail with spiritual energy, striking at the target ground location. Enemies hit, take damage, and Osiris gains movement speed. So this is a fantastic ability that it gains movement speed off of. I love it. If an enemy is under the effect of Sickle Strike, his number 1, the target slow is increased in power and duration. So guys, of course, you use your 1, then your 2, always. Never your 2 and your 1. You're wasting your fucking time, and it's just not his combo. It's always a 2. It's always a 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2, not 2 1. Unless you have to, but just don't do that. Just save it. It's worth saving, guys. The damage starts at 70, maxed out at 290 plus 75% of your physical power. So keep in mind, guys, the Sickle Strike slow is a 20% slow that lasts for 3 seconds. Now, when you have this ability on him, the buff from your speed, of course, is 20%, but the slow and duration increases by 3 more seconds, and it also increases by 40%. Holy fuck, yes, 40%. That is 60% slow for a max of 6 seconds if you land the combo, which is the 1 and the 2. It's great. It's ridiculous. The radius is pretty big too. It's 15 seconds. It's not that hard to land. I do have some trouble landing it sometimes, but in general, once you practice with him, you get it down. It's a very easy thing to land. It also helps you get away because you get the nice movement speed buff if you need it. But the slow, guys, 60% for 6 seconds if you land that combo is amazing. It's just so good. I love it. It's a great ability, guys. Definitely, personally, I'm going to say it now, I level it first every single time. In very rare occasions, I might level the 1 first, but usually the 2, it hits hard, it's nice. The cooldown is not too bad, 10 seconds, a little bit of cooldown reduction. You're looking at a pretty nice cooldown. Now, Osiris's number 3 is the bread and butter to Osiris. If you use this ability wrong, if you don't use it the right time, if you waste this ability, you're fucking stupid. You need to save it. It's such a good ability. Use it at the right time. Understand what this ability does, guys. It is number 3, and it's called Judgment Tether. Osiris flings out mummy wraps, tethering himself to all nearby enemy gods. Now the targets hit deal reduced damage over the next 4 seconds. We'll come back to that. Now the tether can be broken by targets moving far enough from Osiris, but also targets still in range when it expires are stunned. Now guys, let's go back to that damage reduction, okay? Targets hit deal reduced damage for the next 4 seconds. Now this is fucking huge. If you're in a team fight and there's 5 enemies around you and you pop this and all 5 of them are tethered, and you have his max leveled up, 30% plus 5% per second. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. You can literally get to 50% damage reduction on this ability in a team fight. That is immense. That is huge. Yes, it'll last for 4 seconds, but think what you can do in 4 seconds. And if they're still next to you, they get stunned for 1.4 seconds right after. This ability is literally amazing. It's such a good ability. Now, some people do level it first, but I don't agree with that at all. I definitely think it's the last thing you should level because the 10% plus 5% is not that bad per second. So you're looking at a decent amount there. It's not the best, but you're still looking at 30% in general damage reduction. But oh my god, guys, this ability is amazing. Use it in team fights. Do not waste it. Don't waste it chasing that one random Fenrir or that one random god. Use it in team fights. Use it at the right time. Use it to save your allies. This ability is amazing. And lastly, the hardest thing on his kit to land, but if you do land it, you are a god amongst men, is his ultimate, Lord of the Afterlife. Osiris shreds all remaining fragments, gaining the benefit of his passive, and then he leaps forward. Osiris targets all enemy gods in the landing area and rips a fragment of their spirit out, dealing damage and preventing them from healing. Targets are rooted for 0.4 seconds during the attack. Enemy minions in the target area also take damage. Guys, this ability does 220 and maxes out at 620 damage plus 80% of your physical power with 100% healing reduction. 100%. They cannot get heals. They are fucked for 6 seconds, okay? 6 seconds, the area is not that big. Now, the hardest part about the ability is landing it. It's really easy to get near the enemy, to get past the enemy, to get close to the enemy, but landing on top of the enemy and ripping a part of their fucking spirit out is the hardest part. But if you do it, not only does it hit hard, it stops them from receiving healing. So everyone's like, oh, it's an Osiris, it's a Hercules and Aphrodite combo. They're fucked if you jump on their face. Jump on their face, they're screwed, guys. This ability is amazing. Level it every chance you have, of course. I love this ultimate. It's amazing for chasing down, getting away. It's basically his beads plus way cooler. Okay, great ultimate. I love it. Yeah, use it correctly and you'll kick everyone's ass, hands down. Now, I'm sure right now you're saying, man, Shivoki, these are some really cool abilities, but how do I level them? Which one do I level first? Which one do I level last? I have no clue. Let me know, senpai. First off, don't call me senpai unless you really want to. Now, this is how I level my abilities every single time, guys. I'd never go off of it. Very, very rarely. I might throw in an early judgment, in there. Well, the tether. I might throw one more tether in there, in the middle of nowhere, just because I want to. But guys, I swear by this, level it every single time this way. It works. It works. It works. Spirit flail, then single strike, then judgment tether, and then your ultimate whenever you can. Right here, pause it here, copy it, use it. It's amazing. I love it, and I also think you will love it too. Now, I'm sure about right now you're sitting there saying, Shivoki, shut the fuck up and give me my build for Osiris. Let me know how to beat face Osiris. Give me those launch codes so I can drop a nuke on this bitch-ass team when I play Osiris. And I love that shit. I respect it. But hear me out. Osiris is the type of god that can be played in different ways, very different, and you can adapt to them very easily. You can be played as a bruiser, you can play as a jungler, you can play as a soul laner, you can play as a support, you can play as so many different things, and I love that about him. He's a very, very fun guy to play. So personally, I recommend you play him like a bruiser, because that's how all the pros do it, that's how most of the SMITE community does it, and it's worked very, very well. Now, I'm not telling you what to do, you live your life, you do you, boo-boo. You want to play him all attack speed and all life, so okay. Want to do a full crit build? Have fun, but personally, I recommend this way, and let's check it out. It's really, really fun, guys. This is my typical build when I play Osiris on Conquest, right here. Ninja Tab by Breastplate of Valor. Of course, I go Kin Size, Pestilence, Haste of Vitalis, and Titan's Bane. It's an amazing build. I love it very much. This is my typical build. See if I'm going against a Bologna, and I have some healers on the enemy team, and I really need the Kin Size to melt down the tanks, and I need the Haste of Vitalis to stick onto the jungler, or stick onto the running away mage, whatever it is. This is the build I go to. It works every single time. I love it. It never lets me down as long as I stay above the enemy team's level, or they stay up to par with the enemy team's level. I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna have a really good time. Now, of course, there are situational items that play a part in every single game, and you need to keep that in mind, my friends. Very important. Situational items. Right here are some I use very, very often. Hide the Nemean Lion, Ansile, Frostbound Hammer, Wing and Blade, the Guardian Mail, and much, much more. But these ones right here are some main ones I use very, very often. Stone Cutting Sword is a great item as well. I love them all. They're very, very fun to use. If you have no idea how to use them, ask in the comments down below. I will explain it. I don't have much time to sit here and explain every item right here, but guys, these are great items to use. I'll give you an idea. So if you don't want the Frostbound Hammer, you want to go for Talus instead. If you don't want to use the Breastplate of Valor and you really want some defense and you're really, really afraid of these auto attacks on the other team, go ahead and go Nemean Lion. If there's a lot of magical damage come onto you and you're a very big frontliner like you're supposed to be as a warrior, go Ansile. There's so many items that can help you out and change your build and completely change the dynamics of Osiris in general, which make the game very, very fun and make him very fun in general as well. So guys, I want to hear your personal build in the comments down below. Let me know how you build Osiris. Right here is what I recommend. Try it out, check it out, love it, and let's have some fun kicking some ass with my boy Osiris. I love this shit. Alright, broskies, for this last part of the video, I really want to go over some things Osiris is weak against, strong against, good with, and overall things that counter Osiris in general. Also, I want to go over some combo guides and some things that might help you get better with Osiris if you're having a little bit of problem. And of course, keep in mind, any questions, comments, concerns, you guys can leave in the comments down below. I will definitely answer them. Any tips at all or things you want to share yourself, please leave in the comments down below as well. Now guys, some gods I think he's really weak against are Freya, Bologna, Agni, Honor, and Tyr. Now, the reason I say this, any god that can stop him from stunning, any god that can stop him from being a part of the fight, will screw him. He's a very up close and personal god. These gods can kind of keep him away and really keep him at bay, or strip his protections away and just completely screw him. Now Honor can pin him and stop his stun, Tyr can push him away, Agni can stun him, Bologna can stun him, Freya can get out of it with the ultimate and just do a lot of damage and kind of almost like box him as well. So it's kind of scary, guys, but in general, things he's strong against are Loki, Erling, Shen, Kamazats, Hercules, and Thanatos, gods that really cannot be stunned, gods that cannot be focused super hard or they're screwed, are these gods. Now, Hercules, if he gets stunned, he's fucked. Thanatos, same situation. Erling, Shen, he can be stopped by a lot of his abilities if he's stunned or slowed, can't run away. Loki, the same situation, guys. These are really big gods that get screwed by Osiris. Now, gods he's really good with, oh my god, Aphrodite and Erling, Shen. If you have those two gods on your team, you're gonna have a good day. It's great sustain, great wombo combo action there. I fucking love it. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just trust me, try it out. It's disgusting. Now, things overall in general that fuck with Osiris are aggressive early games, mystical mail, long range, stuns, and gem of isolation. If you can get slowed, if you can get kind of screwed with. Now, if you're sitting there as Osiris and you're boxing somebody and they have mystical mail, they're hurting you the entire time. That's why I say that aggressive early game. I say that because he has a good early game, but not the best. And if it's a Thanatos and maybe something else, a Thanatos and Bologna on the other team, you might have a hard time dealing with that early game because they're very, very strong early game gods, and it's scary in general. Now, guys, keep in mind his combo, once again, is you're gonna throw the 1 and then you're gonna use the 2. You wanna increase that extra slow, the nice damage on that, of course, and then they pop the 3 right after, so they're forced to either run away from you or get stunned. So it's a very awesome thing. Keep that in mind. I love the combo. It's awesome. He's a great god. And guys, I had a really good time making this god guide. I had a really good time playing him, and I definitely will keep playing him more often. So thank you for the opportunity to make this god guide. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Leave a like to show your support. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns, and also let me know what god you want to guide on next, and subscribe to join the Broskee Nation. I love your faces. Have a good one. And as always, my friends, deuces, motherfuckers. Deuces.